Hey, what's up, guys? Friday night, Mlb Dfs pre-lock live. Pete Cole coming here from yourfielderschoice.com by myself. We got a 13-game slate, I guess, tonight. But first of all, there's one cancellation. The Astros and Tigers have been canceled. Just came across. So now, I guess, a 12-game slate, and it kind of gets rid of one of our pitching problems. Because I was kind of looking at Valdez tonight for Houston. So, yourfielderschoice.com, $35 a month for 6 months, all sports included, all cheat sheets included, all our top plays articles. That ranges every single sport that DK or FanDuel cover. We cover it, especially the small ones. A lot going on tonight, this weekend. Tonight is a WNBA showdown, and Walter's got an article up for that, I believe. Yep, for tonight. That's 8 p.m. Vegas and Minnesota. We got hockey playoffs, NBA playoffs, Aussie football tonight. Tonight, 11:45 p.m. So even you East Coast guys can get on that. It's 4 games. Walter will have something about that. He's been pretty much cashing all the slates, doing really well. What else we got? NASCAR all weekend, Xfinity trucks, the big race, soccer, Euros, KBO, Korean baseball. So all these weird, niche sports, we cover them and we do very well. And of course, baseball. So let's get into baseball tonight. We'll go through this pretty quick, probably, so we have time to make our lineups before the weekend. So we said we had the one cancellation. There's one other problem game, and that's the Pittsburgh-St. Louis game with the weather. They're hoping that the storms do hold off there. The latest I see is, I thought I saw an update on that. So they're looking like the game may not finish, but it's a risky play. You can run it in GPPs, and it's hot here in Florida, and my glasses are already fogging. So we're not looking at pitchers in this game anyway. So I'd probably shy away from the Pittsburgh-St. Louis game, but there's enough other games going on tonight. Okay, Vegas tonight. Implied we have the main team, one team over 6. That's Toronto. In Baltimore, going up against the gas can, Matt Harvey, righty. They're 6.6 highest implied. And then there's nobody even close. The closest person is 1 point below them. That's Atlanta at 5.6. Also, Atlanta and Cincinnati, same game. They're both 5.6 in Great America Park. So up to Hitters Park. And then beside that, we have San Diego at 5.6 against Arizona. A couple other teams, Yankees, the Dodgers, and that's pretty much it for the high scoring teams. So let me see if our cheat sheet should be updated here any minute. I know Devin's working on it, but I'll tell you when it's ready. So let's just get into pitchers right away. So right now, tonight for pitching. On DK, I'm looking at, first of all, for my SP1, it's going to be Carlos Rodon. All right, I think he's a lock tonight. Carlos Rodon for Chicago. Now, this is the Mariners, our team we pick on, especially when they're going up against Southpaw, especially when you got a guy like Carlos Rodon who's got 33 CSW on his 4-seamer and his slider. So he's in for a big game tonight. 10-7, pay him on DK and on FanDuel. To me, he's a core play. Use him. The problem is going to be is our SP2. I was interested in Valdez earlier, now against Detroit, but he's off the table. So I'm looking at kind of like 2 players right now for an SP2. May not be agreeing with anybody else, may not be agreeing with what our projections say. But first of all, I'm looking at Pablo Lopez for Miami. I'm a big Lopez guy. I just think he's a great pitcher. I think he's in a decent spot tonight. But what's Lopez's price? Lopez, he's 93 though, so he's not that cheap. But I do like Lopez. I've used Lopez a lot this year. He's done well. I mean, him and Minor about the same there tonight. But I just think that Lopez is safer than Minor. Maybe Minor has an easier matchup, but I just think Lopez is a much better pitcher. But I'll probably end up going with Chris Paddock at 8.8. I haven't used Paddock much this year. I know he's been pitching well. I wasn't a believer in him most of the year, but I know he's only had like 2 pitchers. and everybody's been on him, but he has been pitching much better. So he is going up against Arizona. Let me see. He's been throwing absolutely. He's been filthy lately. He really has. He's going deep into games. He's not walking many batters at all. His last 2 games, 29 DK against the Reds, 28 DK against the Mets. So, and remember, Paddock came up as a big prospect a few years ago. I mean, he was the next great thing. Just ran into problems. He doesn't have a lot of pitches. But those last 2 starts, he's been lights out. He's got a fastball, 97 miles an hour. It's been spot on. The changeup has been what's pretty much getting most of his strikeouts. And that's his bread and butter. I mean, he throws a strikeout, throws a changeup and a fastball. So what's really happened, though, is that third pitch is a curveball. He's starting to throw again, and it's working. So if you can get 3 pitches out of Paddock that he's throwing for strikes 50% of the time, he's going to do well because he's a talented pitcher. So, and he's going up against Arizona, who's pretty much lost at bat. I mean, they're not hitting at all. So I do like Paddock at 8-8. Is there blow up factor in there? Yes, there is. I mean, it is Paddock. He struggled most of the year, early in the year, struggled last year. But I think I am safe enough for him in cash games. All right, so there's a note that the cheat sheet is updated. Let me take a look and see who are the top projected pitchers right now. Rodon running away at 44. Then you got Minor and Paddock close to each other at 30 and 28%, and Lopez at 18. So this is pretty much your 4. I'm not into Minor. I pitched him a couple times this year. I just don't think he's a great pitcher. He gives up a lot of fly balls, hard hits. It is against the Rangers, so you do have to take that into consideration. But probably I'd rather go Paddock tonight. A couple other guys. I like Alek Manoah for Toronto. He's a big-time stud, big-time prospect going up against Baltimore, who we know is just pretty much struggling beside Mancini. Going up against Orioles, who strike out 27% of the time versus righties. Manoah's a righty. In the last 2 weeks, they only have a 273 WOBA, but 20% K rate. So they're not hitting. We see what's happened last night with the K kid from Toronto. Manoah's got this fastball. He's got a slider, so he should be able to control them. So a lot of people, you've seen him as a high risk, high reward, boomer bust. I had no problem probably even throw him in cash. I just think he's going to be so low owned. If he does blow up and Baltimore is overdue to finally hit, you're kind of screwed. So I'm probably going to end up going probably Paddock as my SP2. If not, I might end up somewhere with like a Lopez. I mean, Dane Dunning, I guess, is into consideration also. I do know people that are using him tonight. Anybody else? Griffin Canning, I guess, a little bit. I mean, Sean Manaea for the A's. I'm a big Sean Manaea guy. No problem using him, especially in GPPs. They're going up against the Giants. He does have a pretty tough matchup compared to anybody else. But his fastball's up. He's spotting that change up. He's pitching really well. He's 9.8. I guess is not cheap, but he's $10,000 cheaper than Rodon. Looking at his last 4 games, 27 DK, 18 DK, 21 DK, and a 41 DK against Seattle. So Manaea's right there on the charts too, such a GBP play against the Giants, who are a tough matchup. But I'd have no problem going there. All right, so looks like the cheat sheet's kind of agreeing with me, especially with Rodon as the SP1 on FanDuel and DK. And on the SP2, you can either run Minor, Paddock, or Lopez. Like I said, I'm leaning Paddock. If not, Lopez, and Minor would be my third ranked guy for SP2. All right, let's go around the bases quickly. Then we're going to go look at our cheat sheet and see if I agree with the projections and so on. First, looking at catcher. The only catcher I see even standing out with some ownership is Gary Sanchez at 12%. Now, I'm a Yankee guy. I watch every game. I'm the biggest anti-Sanchez, but you gotta say Sanchez has been hitting. He's been raking. He's over the last month, he's hitting 340. 8 homers, 18 ribbies. Now he's got back-to-back home run games. 339 ISO against lefties, which is Martin Perez. Sanchez is in a good spot. 4.6 is not a bad price for him. So if you're going to pay up, go Gary Sanchez. A couple other guys is the Contreras kid for the Braves. I don't mind. He's 3-2 going against Gutierrez in an hitting environment in Cincinnati. Is Jacob Stallings playing today? I like Jacob Stallings as long as he's batting cleanup. Batting cleanup today against the lefty Kim. I don't mind going Stallings. I mean, he can definitely go yard on you. He's definitely capable of it. Or a couple of guys you want to drop all the way down. I like Jorge Alfaro for Miami. What's Alfaro's price? Alfaro's hitting the ball a lot better than people even think. Alfaro's batting 7th against John Lester, and it's John Lester. I mean, he's 207 ISO and 310 batting average against lefties. And Lester's not exactly a good lefty. And then you got Reese McGuire for Toronto, who's really been hitting the ball, batting 9th against Matt Harvey with the platoon advantage. Right now, 379 WOBA, 350 batting, and he's also batting 350 over the last 30 days. So Reese McGuire at 2.4 is probably your top punt at catcher. And that's pretty much named all the guys I like at catcher. So if you're going to pay up to Gary Sanchez, you're going to pay down, go to Reese McGuire. Okay, so let's look at first base. First base has got crazy with talent today. Vlad's the play. If you can afford Vlad, you play him. There's probably nobody running away with ownership right now because you got Freeman sitting there also. So right now Freeman's looking at 16%. Michael Shabis is he's 3K leading off for Boston, 15%. Vlad's down to 11, so you can pretty much play any the hitter you like the best. I mean, to me, Vlad's the guy. If you can get up there, I mean, you can't ask for a better matchup against Matt Harvey. He crushes that reverse split righties. 386 ISO, 491 WOBA, 362 batting average. I mean, Vlad's just crushing right now. But you can also, especially if you find out Vlad's end up, we see he's going to end up being like 50, 60% owned, then do a fade, a pivot, and go to Freddie Freeman. Hit a home run last night. He's finally really starting to hit right now. 238 ISO, 394 WOBA. So Freeman is just as good as a play as Vlad, and I believe a little cheaper, obviously, right? Vlad's 6'2", Freeman is 5'7", yeah. A couple other guys. Of course, Matt Olson's in play against Cueto. Got the positive platoon. Definitely hit a bomb out. You got Ohtani at 5'8". First base is loaded tonight. Jared Walsh, when you played Walsh against righties. Walsh is 335 ISO, 457 WOBA, 341 batting average against righties. And Tampa's running out bullpen game. I think they're starting Kittredge, if I believe so. And then Josh Fleming. So I really don't mind Fleming, though. But a couple other guys, maybe Tyler Stevenson against Drew Smiley. Don't mind him for Cincinnati. He can also be a catcher. Is Darren Ruff made the lineup tonight? Are the Giants out? Yeah, Darren Ruff's batting second. I just don't see why he's 4-3. But Ruff gets paid to hit lefties. 308 ISO, 425 WOBA going against Sean Manaea. And then you got, Jonathan Scoop is a rain game. It's probably it for the first baseman. So I think it's going to be either Vlad or Freddie, or you're going to drop all the way down to Michael Shabis. I'm not a Shabis guy, but he is batting. I didn't mind him when he was 2-2, but now he's 3K leading off. I'm a little bit less on Shabis. So Max Muncy in play, definitely GPP, as long as he breaks the lineup. Anybody else? Where's Voit tonight? Voigt's batting 5th against Perez. Yep, righty and lefty. You can play Voit at 4-4. I think it's Freeman or Vlad, or maybe punt with Shabis. I feel like there's a punt I'm missing somewhere that just popped up, but I don't see anything right now. And I don't think any new lineups have come out since we started. Let me check here. The Diamondbacks came out 5 minutes ago, no big deal. And then the Twins, Justin Upton put on 10-day IL. That's why Renigfro is batting second today. So, all right, so let's go to second base. Second base, looking at projections right now on DK, we have a bunch of guys between 13-50%. Luis Arias, Minnesota. Shabis, because he's first base, second base eligible. Ozzie Albies, who's probably my favorite. And then Max Muncy. On FanDuel, you got Semien and Max Muncy. So my favorite, I think, if I had the money, I'm going to go is Albies tonight. I think Albies in a great spot. I like him a lot tonight. I like that whole Braves lineup tonight, especially in the hitting environment in Great America Small Park, going against Vladimir Gutierrez. So Albies is, even though it's not a lefty, Albies batting third in a great spot against Gutierrez. Who else? Marcus Semien. You can play Semien at second or short. You want to just keep playing those Blue Jays. Semien's in play. Tony Kemp's another one who's been hitting really well, especially he's up on top of the order when they're facing righties like Cueto. So Kemp is, what's Kemp? 3-4. You can play Kemp, Chavez, and Jazz Chisholm for Miami. Is Jazz leading off tonight? Jazz leading off. He's 3-7 against Lester, especially with a guy like John Lester. If he gets on, he's going to steal. Last game was yesterday. He went 2 for 4, 3 ribbies. He had a run scored. I don't know if he had any stolen bases yesterday, but he had 21 DK points. So Jazz in play also. Not a bad price at all for Jazz at 3-7 going up against Lester. So probably right now, if you're going to go, there's nobody like running away with it. But to me personally, I think that Albies a top play on DK, maybe on FanDuel. Jonathan India, he's only 2.9. Maybe Jonathan India for Cincinnati or Albies. That's second. Third base. Austin Riley and Yanni Diaz are your top guys on DK. Riley on FanDuel. I like Riley. I do like Riley. He's only 3.9. In that same hitting environment in Cincinnati against Gutierrez, he's batting cleanup. Don't worry about it being a righty. He hits righties. I do also like Eugenio Suarez. We're starting to hit the ball. Suarez going up against Smiley. The platoon advantage, just the type of game. Suarez hits a home run. Batting 6th against Smiley. He can definitely handle Smiley. So those two guys, I would probably lean Riley. Probably Suarez. You can play Wander Franco there for Tampa. And then the guy I mentioned earlier, Luis Renigfo. He's batting third tonight for the Angels. Very interesting. He's only 2K. He's batting between Ohtani and Jared Walsh going up against a Tampa bullpen game. So you'll probably see Renigfo's projections go up a little bit after the next time we run him before lock. So he's definitely in play also at 2K. And that's a great spot between Ohtani and Jared Walsh. You can play him in cash. My favorite play Suarez, and then Riley, then Renigfo. Anybody I'm forgetting looking at like advanced metrics or anything like that. Devers is always in a great spot against righty because righty is German. I played Devers last night, got burned, but hey, I mean Devers having a great season for Boston. 359 ISO, 411 WOBA. You can play Devers. Key Brian Hayes, great spot against Kemp. He's got the platoon advantage. But we got rain that game, so probably not cash. Joey Wendell. Anytime Wendell's playing against a righty, Wendell's in play. Probably batting 6th tonight for Tampa, but I don't think Tampa lineup is going out, right? So he's batting 6th. Not a bad spot. And that's probably it. I love playing Joey Wendell. If he's batting 5th, I'd probably be on my main lineup. I don't like him batting 6th, though. All right, so if no guys have any questions, let's run right to shortstop. Looking at our projections right now, Semien's 13%, Tatis 10%. This on DK, Freddie Galvis is 10%. FanDuel is Tatis or Semien. So kind of make your pick. Probably Dansby Swanson's going to be popular because of that game environment. I don't mind Swanson. Gleyber Torres may be popular. Torres just isn't hitting. I don't know what's wrong with him, but I just think he may be broken. You probably run Semien if you can. And run with it. You know who's going to end up being low owned is Bo Bichette. He's 6'1". Bo Bichette's in play. Tatis in play, matchup proof. Wander Franco is shortstop eligible, so you can run Franco. But like I said, you want to go cheap, Swanson because of that game. I think that game's going to be high scoring, maybe even higher than Vegas said. Vegas has got that game at 11. Both teams at 5-6. So I guess Swanson maybe, but if I had the money, I'm going to Semien or Bichette. Semien is a cheaper one. All right. In the outfield, some really decent plays tonight. Starting up top, Ronald Acuna is in a great spot. Going up against this Gutierrez kid for Cincinnati. Acuna is in a great spot, but he's 6'3". If you have the money, you play Acuna. A little bit cheaper, though. I love Nicky Castellanos, batting third against Drew Smyly, righty on lefty. Castellanos this year, 283 ISO, 418 WOBA, 333 batting average against lefties like Smyly. Castellanos, I think, at 5K can be in your main lineup. Aaron Judge, batting second against Perez, 5-1. He's in play. Then you go mid-range, Cody Bellinger. I used Bellinger last night. Thought I was being sneaky with him. They ended up getting no hit. So, but Bellinger batting cleanup against Arrieta. I may take a chance in Bellinger again. He's like 4-3. He's going to break out here soon. Big game's coming at 4-3. Kyle Tucker. Now we can get rid of Kyle Tucker because the game is canceled. Kind of mid-value guys, Springer and Lourdes Gurriel are both in play. For Toronto, you probably use them both in cash. I love Tyler O'Neill at 3-4, and he actually hits righties better. 323 ISO, 397 WOBA, and against Will Crow sucks. But that may be a rain game. And also, you got to keep talking about Brian Reynolds every night. Reynolds just keeps crushing. Hitting 340 over the last month, hitting with 9 homers. And he punt plays Trevor Larnach for Minnesota. Is Minnesota's lineup out? Where's Larnach batting? Larnach is not even a lineup, so never mind. So Larnach was my top punt. So Nick Stat. So there's no great punts tonight. You can use this Renigro for the Angels in the outfield. I hate using up an outfield spot on a kid like Renigro, but I guess you can. Anybody else that's missing? Acuna, Bellinger. Another play is, where's Clint Frazier bat tonight? Frazier's batting 9th, 2K against Martin Perez. Frazier could lose one tonight, definitely against Perez. He's actually hitting much better. 16 DK points 2 games ago. So I don't mind using a guy like Frazier at 2K. And if he goes in 0-for, you're not going to lose that much. Different when a guy like Acuna goes 0-for when he's 6K, 4K more expensive than Frazier. So I do like Frazier tonight. He'll probably be my top punt now that Larnach is not playing. So who is in spot for Larnach? Kirillov's batting third. Done a great lineup tonight for them. All right. So that's kind of like wrapping up like my plays. I'm probably going to go Rodon and Paddock. I like... wait, where's I just mentioned Kirilov. So Kirilov is batting third against Kyle Cantrell at 3-4. So yeah, I do put Kirilov for Minnesota in play at 3-4. Not a bad spot. So I don't mind using. I wouldn't mind using Kirilov tonight, first base or outfield. There's plenty of ways to go tonight, but I think for me, I'm using Rodon and Paddock. Anybody else that I missed? I'm probably going to play a lot of Braves tonight. A lot of Austin Riley, probably a lot of Swanson, the Contreras kid catching. So if I do that, I'm going to probably playing Freddie Freeman at first and probably Albies at second. If not, I'll be playing a bunch of Jays. That's just the way DK is going now. Is more towards stacks. I love Bellinger tonight. Like I said, I like Frazier. And that's probably it. Our projections will be updated once more before lock, definitely. I think lock's either 705 or 707. I will update my course shortly. All right, if you guys don't have any questions, I'm going to hit price picks real quick. I got a few plays on price picks tonight. Well, Framber Valdez is done. I got Drew Smyly under 5.5 Ks. I don't think he's going to get that far. Chris Paddock over 6 Ks on price picks. Guerrero, Vlad over 1.5 runs/RBIs. And I have, Alvarez, the game canceled either. So you got Vlad over 1.5 run RBI, Paddock over 6 Ks, Smyly under 5.5 Ks. They're my 3 top price picks Ks. Prize Pick plays because of the other game getting rained out. Keep an eye on the weather, especially that St. Louis-Pittsburgh game before lock. I'll try to update anything in our Discord. Let me see if there's any update on the weather here. I have rain is holding on a bit better than miles expected, but regardless, it's slowly fading. A late start is now the question, but I expect to play through some late showers. That is the St. Louis-Pittsburgh game. Oh no, that's a Jays O's game. What? There's weather in the Jays O's. So it looks like he's not worried about it. Kevin Roth let me look quick. Yeah, I really wasn't worried about that. So I guess just make sure keep an eye on that for a lot too. So that they're in Buffalo, Baltimore, Toronto. Okay, any questions? If not, good luck tonight. Back on tomorrow for the Saturday day games. Sunday, I believe Walter's going to have a WNBA. For the big slate Sunday. But remember tonight, Aussie football, Korean baseball, beside MLB. Tomorrow we got Euros, soccer, NASCAR all day. Of course, esports. Eric's got his esports stuff up. He's constantly putting articles out on all these weird CSGOs and LLLs and stuff. But he's writing articles every slate. So good stuff there. So just check us out. And I think that's it. Thanks to my producer, Mickey. And we are out of here.